Welcome back to another fantasy football breakdown. Week 13, La Familia Mista League. This is a breakdown of Week 13, and we are in Week 14, the last regular season week of the year, and there is a lot on the lines for the playoffs going forward, but let's look back at Week 13 and give you the breakdowns. Starting with the first matchup of the week, which was a desgraciad of a matchup. James versus Paul, Cooking and Mixon versus Team Stingo, and between the two of them, 5 players were on bye. Come on, people, play your players. Paul scored 31 points. James got the win, 3 in a row. Congratulations. He scored 92. He was led by Dak Prescott with 28 and 26 from Joe Mixon. But guys, play your players. Let's finish this season out. The only thing I can say about that is James is still in last place for points scored, even with Paul putting up a 30 burger. Moving on to the next matchup, which did have some juice, and that's Rock Around the Clock, Rock a Rooster, 129 over Homies with the Extra Chromies, 103. Big win for Keenan. Keenan is back messing up New Jersey. Loves that New Jersey side. He was led by Nico Collins with 22, and of course, Christian McCaffrey threw in 20. Graham had a lot of buys, but Patrick Mahomes giving him 13 points is just not enough for him moving forward. The next matchup is Agad Amon Men versus Team Iolucci, and Dom continues his roll of upsets, knocking Vinny from contention for the number 1 seed with a 104-92 victory. Dom was led by a pretty dirty points from Purdy, and 18 points from Rachaad White. Vinny's rookie sensation tight end, Sam Laporta, had 24 points, and he got 19 from Sam. How? The next matchup is Team Graham, as managed by Logan, versus I'm a Worker. And Logan came through with the big victory. He embarrassingly started 3 people on bye and still got the victory. Thanks to a 34-point game from DK Metcalf, 26 from CeeDee Lamb, and 22 from James Conner. Matt got his H-hand back with 23 points, and Trevor Lawrence threw in 25 of his own, but we do not think that Trevor Lawrence is playing this week. But a negative 6 points from the Eagles defense really did Matt in. Matt right now is out of the playoffs and needs a bunch to get in this weekend. Big win for Logan. Big win for everybody else wanting to get into that third playoff slot. Moving on. The next matchup is Buckle Up Buttercup versus Bijan Mustard, my team. And Joey came through with the 114-102 win, hanging on Monday night. Whew. That was a big win for Joey to try and get the number 1 seed. We are now tied by record, and Joey needs some things this week to happen for him to lock up the bye week. Joey is led by Alvin Kamara with 26, and Fergalicious threw in 16. I had Jamar Chase and Derrick Henry with 26 and 24 points respectively, and we are going into the last week with a lot on the line. Moving on to the final matchup of the week, which is the best matchup of the week, with the top point getter and the second top point getter versing each other, and it was a tough loss for Megatron J. Leader of the family put up 139. Jared put up 139 to 128. Best game of the week. Tough loss for Jared. It knocked Jared out of the playoff picture. Tough one. Siobhan was led by Mike Evans and Jordan Love with 25 and 23 points respectively. And Jared had a great game from his studs, but it just wasn't enough. He got 29 points from Hill, 33 points from Debo, 24 points from Hurts, and 22 points from Puka. And it still was not enough to beat Siobhan. Siobhan moved into that third place slot, and we will talk about the playoffs now. We'll start with the New York side because you have me in first place, Joey in second place, and we are fighting for a bye this week. We will talk more in the matchups about what everybody needs in order to get into the playoffs or get a bye. In third place, we have Vinny, and his playoff picture is locked up. Then you have Dom, Paul, and James finishing out the bottom three. James is in first place, so he is looking at a bye in the loser's bracket. Now, to the New Jersey side, we have Graham in first place with a 40-point lead over Keenan. Siobhan in third place. Logan in fourth. Matt in fifth. All three of them have a 6-7 record, and Jared is in fifth with a 5-8 record. Siobhan has 1,408 points on the season. Logan has 1,267 points on the season, and Matt has 1,208 points on the season. So, let's move to the matchups and talk about what everybody needs in order to get into the playoffs. I'm versing Vinny this week, and Vinny can beat me and try and knock me out of that number one slot and out of the bye week contention. I know Joey is rooting for Vinny. Dom and Paul are playing each other for bragging rights. You want to win that game because you do not want a first round bye in the loser's bracket. James takes on Joey, where I am rooting for James. Joey could win and I could lose, and Joey would get the first round bye. Or Joey would need to outscore me in points if we both win or both lose. Moving to the New Jersey side, Siobhan is taking on Graham, and if she wins, she is in. She holds her fate in her own hands. Logan is taking on Keenan, and Logan needs a win and a Siobhan loss in order to get into the playoffs and for Matt to not outscore him by 60 points. Matt is taking on Jared, and Jared needs a win. Matt needs a win, Siobhan loss, and a Logan loss, and he's in. Or he needs a Siobhan loss and to outscore Logan if Logan wins by more than 60 points. That's a lot, I understand, but all is possible. Everyone's playing different opponents. Everyone's playing a tough opponent in that division. And ladies and gentlemen, here is my plea to you. Please put together a good roster for this week. Everybody is counting on it. There's a lot still on the line for the integrity of this league. Keep playing. Play your players, and let's finish this out. Good luck to everybody in their playoff push, and I will talk to you guys next week.